Hi, my name is Teal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a very slow, nourishing, and grounding yoga practice. It's going to be similar to a hatha practice if you've ever experienced something like that, where we focus on individual poses and hold them for periods of time to fully connect into the posture and experience the pose and all the beauty and magic that it has. I feel really called to focus on grounding for today. And so if you're ever feeling like you need to ground to connect to nature, but perhaps you don't have access to nature, or you're simply wanting to feel more grounded, this is going to be a great session for you. Also, if you're feeling anxious, fearful, or unsafe in any way, the best thing you can do is grounding yoga poses to connect you back into your root center, which is the home of safety, security, and stability, and also abundance. We love this. So getting set up, I highly recommend we'll start in a cross-legged seated position for today. Just taking a moment to connect into your physical body and being and observing how you're feeling today. So starting in a cross-legged seated position, we're just going to do a couple of gentle neck rolls. We'll start by going in one direction a couple of times and then the other direction. Being as gentle on yourself as possible. And let's start to connect into our breath. Let's take a deep breath in together through the nose and exhale audibly out the mouth. Let's do two more just like that. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling audibly out the mouth, releasing or letting something go with the breath. On the next exhale, you can even flick your hands if you'd like to release any energy that's not serving your highest good. So let's take one more deep breath in together through the nose. Inhaling and expanding the lungs, the biggest breath you've taken all day. And exhaling audibly out the mouth, releasing, letting something go. Let's do a couple of gentle twists before we get started with our first pose. So we'll slowly start to twist to the right, placing the left palm on the right knee, a gentle twist to the right. Exhaling back to center, inhaling, gently twisting to the left, making sure the spine is elongated from the root to the crown of the head. And on your next exhale, back to center. We're going to start with one of my favorite poses, Malasana. This is a really great pose to ground, and it's really simple and accessible to so many of us. I do highly recommend a block for this pose, but if you don't have a block, that's totally fine. You can use any type of pillow or cushion that you may have. But placing a block in front of you, and we're slowly going to come onto a seated position with the block. So this is the super easy version of Malasana. We love this pose. If you can do this pose outside with your bare feet on the earth, it is so incredibly grounding. But if not, no worries. So coming onto the sitting bones on top of the block or whatever bolster or item cushion that you might have, and starting to connect into this pose. You can also do this pose without the prop, but it is a lot more work. So if you're feeling like you're up for a challenge today, no prop. If you're wanting to just really seep into the gentleness of this grounding posture and pose, placing your bare feet on the earth. I find it's best in my physical body to have my feet pointed at sort of a 45 degree, but whatever feels safe within your own physical body and best and most comfortable. You can also bring your hands into prayer position if that feels good. And just taking a few moments here to ground your energy, focusing on your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out the mouth. You can also, whatever feels best for you today, but if you'd like to seal your lips as well, and simply breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, that's great too. I always like to offer variations for my practice, whatever feels best for you today. Taking a few moments to connect into the juiciness of this posture, remembering to breathe. And I invite you to start to imagine your energy flowing from the crown of the head through your body and into the feet. Imagining perhaps roots growing from your feet into the earth beneath you, perhaps even connecting into the core of the earth. Continuing to take slow, grounding breaths here. You can absolutely feel free to stay in this pose as long as you like. Honestly, if you did this pose for 10 minutes, it is an incredible grounding pose and posture. Connecting into your breath and feeling the beautiful grounding sensation that this pose offers. Perhaps tuning into and connecting into the wisdom of this pose, the wisdom of the earth. Receiving any and all sensations, feelings, thoughts, emotions, energy that needs to come through for you today. Perhaps even closing the eyes if that feels good for you to tune your attention inwards. Connecting into the beauty and magic of this pose. And when you feel ready, when you feel complete with this posture, I recommend placing one hand on the earth to support you in removing the block or bolster, coming back onto your sitting bones. And now what we're going to do is extend the legs out long. We'll just do a brief little gentle stretch here, inhaling the arms up to the sky and exhaling forward fold. We're just going to stay in seated forward fold just for a moment. Perhaps closing your eyes if that feels good for you, feeling the beautiful stretch on the backs of the legs. You can imagine your hands connecting to the earth beneath you. Taking a few gentle, calming breaths here. And next up, we're going to come into our standing pose of tree pose. Tree pose is one of my personal favorites as well. It's incredibly grounding. So whatever feels most comfortable for you to get into a standing position. If tree is inaccessible for you today, I'll walk you through mountain pose, and that's always a great base to start with. And you can even stay in mountain pose throughout the duration of tree pose if you'd like or prefer. So having your feet hip width distance apart, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And on that deep breath in, we're going to bring the arms up overhead and exhale, drawing the hands together and to either side. So, mountain pose, fun fact, is actually an active pose. Most people, if you're just standing there, you're not fully embodied in the pose. So, I highly recommend having and connecting into your feet and having those firmly planted on the earth beneath you. And you're going to want to activate your thighs just a little bit, not too intense. It's almost like Goldilocks, finding what feels best for you within each posture. So activating the thighs, and you can have the palms facing towards you. Make sure the spine is elongated. You even might want to, if you find yourself slouching a little bit forward, bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Taking a few deep breaths here in mountain pose. Mountain pose is so incredibly grounding. It's a beautiful pose to connect us to our root chakra. And when you're ready, and if you would like to come into tree pose, you can stay in mountain if that feels best for you, or bring both feet together and simply placing, we'll start with your right foot, placing your right foot either on the calf or the thigh. The thigh is definitely a little bit more challenging for those that aren't as familiar with this posture. So if you're looking for the easiest possible practice today, super gentle and nourishing, I highly recommend placing the foot on the calf. And you can have your arms to either side Inhale them up above, expanding and extending your tree, whatever feels best for you. You can even have the palms at heart center as well. For an extra added challenge, you can feel free to close the eyes if you'd like, otherwise finding a single pointed gaze in front of you. Taking a few deep breaths in here together through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. You can imagine with your breath, breathing out any and all energy or emotions that aren't serving your highest good. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. Do one more deep breath in through the nose. And exhaling audibly out the mouth. When you feel ready and complete, I invite you to bring the right foot back down to the earth, noticing perhaps any differences from the left and the right side. And on your next inhale, we're going to bring the left foot into our tree posture. Whichever variation you found on the other side, I recommend doing on this side, whether it was your calf or your inner thigh. Just make sure to avoid the knee joint. And having your hip bones facing forward. Coming into your truest expression of tree here, whatever that looks like for you today. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, expanding the lungs. Exhaling audibly out the mouth, releasing something perhaps into the air or the earth beneath you that's no longer serving your highest good. We'll take one more deep breath in through the nose and exhaling audibly out the mouth, letting something go. When you feel complete with this side, I invite you to bring both feet to the earth. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, arms up towards the sky, and exhale, palms to heart center, coming all the way back and down to, you can do a little mini squat variation if this feels good for you, coming into a rounded ball, feeling into the earth beneath you. Otherwise, placing both palms on the earth, we'll gently come back into a child's pose as our last posture for today. So a few options for child pose. You can have your knees together or knees as wide as the mat, whichever feels best in your body. And starting with an elongated spine, I recommend taking a deep breath in, arms coming up towards the sky, and then gently walking yourself slowly down, ensuring that your spine is as long as possible here. And you can come down to either side with your head, or if it feels best to be in the center, and connect in to the earth beneath you here, feeling the grounding sensation, grounding your energy, connecting into your root chakra, the home of safety, security, and peace. You can imagine the parts of your body that are touching the earth are growing roots, connecting you deeper into the earth beneath you. Perhaps noticing any physical sensations within the body in this pose, breathing into any tight spaces. Taking a few more moments here, connecting into your breath. You can stay here as long as you'd like, but if you are ready to return to the rest of your day or evening, start to slowly walk your hands back up and coming into whatever seated position feels best for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into this practice. Most importantly, for tuning into your body and spending some moments to ground your energy. I hope you're able to connect into the beautiful grounding energy within these poses and know they're available to you at any time. I hope you have a beautiful and wonderful rest of the day wherever you find yourself in the world, and namaste. Thank you as always, and be sure to subscribe below. Until next time.